What's up? I'm one of your event organizers for Beatbox Paradise. I'm not talking about that today. I'm gonna be talking about the Beatbox Paradise Championships 2024. This is gonna be the third edition for Beatbox Paradise Championships, so I'm super excited. I will be one of the judges. I'll be judging the loop and solo wildcards and the battles with a couple other judges, and they will be announced right now. But we're gonna go with the battles and information. So for loop and solo, this year we're gonna do something a little bit different. For solo and loop, both battles will be one round, no time limit, so you can go as long as you want, as long as it's following the rules. As well as the wild cards, you must follow the rules, otherwise you won't be counted into the event. Okay. And just to inform you, fortunately, Storm and Duxie, who were the champion and the fourth place from last year, decided to ultimately not compete this year due to unforeseen circumstances. So the only people that will be qualified will be for the solo category will be Serial Killer and Light Mix, and there will be a 7 smoke qualifier on the Beatbox Paradise Discord, and the winner of that 7 smoke will be the 3rd seed for the event, which means that for solo is going to be a top 13. And for loop, Africos is not competing this year because he's going to be a judge. So surprise, yeah, he's a judge. Reload, Retainer, and Simple C are the 3 qualified. There will be no qualifier for loop this year, so it's going to be a top 5. Yeah, so let's get into the wildcard rules. For solo, it's going to be 90 seconds plus or minus 10 seconds. We're not going to include the intro and outro, so you can do an intro and an outro, and we'll count that towards your wildcard time. For solo, basic EQ, compression, and reverb are allowed. There will be a time penalty for if you go overtime or undertime, which will be half a point per second deducted from the final rank. So whatever you get from the rankings for either loop or solo, if you get a point deduction, it will be shown on your sheet, on your part of the sheet for the judges, and from the final rank, when everything is calculated, all the points are calculated. If you have a time penalty, those points will be taken out. So you want to try to avoid that. For the wild cards, it must be public with the title, your stage name. If you have a name for the team, you can put it there. If you don't, you can just put freestyle or just leave it blank. And then you have to put Beatbox Paradise and the category you're competing in. Wildcard 2024, and with the hashtag BPC 2K24, all capitals. Once it's on YouTube, you must fill out the Google form that will be provided as a way to be able to find the wild card, due to the fact that there's like a somewhat glitch in YouTube where sometimes it's just like a lot of hashtags or something. Sometimes the video will not show up and the Google form is away. So we could ensure that your wild card gets put into the sheet and is judged fairly and properly. So the wild card will be disqualified as the rules on Pro, which is basically if it's like lip sync, if you're using a video from someone else and trying to pass it on as yourself, that will count as a disqualification because we will know if it's fake or not. So wild cards, visual effects are allowed, but it won't affect the criteria of the judging. So you can use like if you're gonna use like lights or something like that, like you can use that, but it's not really gonna affect as much of the criteria of the judging. Wild cards will be judged on these criteria for the solo category: musicality, technicality, originality, engagement, performance, and flow and structure. So you want to try to score really good on that in order to pass, because only 13 wildcards will be passing into the solo category. So good luck on that. Solo judges for the wildcards and the battles will be me, Galush from the United States. He is the Vice American Loop Station champion 3 times, as well as the top 8 in America. We have Mr. C from Australia, who's a Beast to the East champion, as well as top 8 in Australia. We have Yejia from China, who's a 2021 Chinese champion, and DJ Red from Australia, who competed in the top 8 vocal scratch world champs, 2-time Queensland's champion. So we will be judging the wildcards and the battles. So now we get into the loop. Loop is really interesting for me. So I'm just gonna say it to everyone, even solos, good luck. Loop is gonna be this year 4 minutes plus or minus 10 seconds, like we said before, not including the intro and outro. Like I said before as well, there will be a time penalty. RC202, Mark 1, Mark 2 are going to be allowed for this event. MIDI controllers, second device are allowed. There will be a limit though, so you can use up to 2 or 3. We must be able to see the loop station on your face to avoid cheating in the wildcards and battles, especially the metronome light. We're gonna say avoid doing multi-angle videos, just to be fair for everything. The wildcard will be disqualified if major changes to the audio with softwares or adding major effects that will make it sound like you are not actually using loop station. So don't try to cheat because we have loopers as judges, and we're gonna be checking all the wildcards to make sure no one has been cheating. If you have been cheating, you're gonna be disqualified. Loopers will be required to fill an additional Google form for the second device or MIDI controllers just to let us know what you're going to be using for the battles or the wildcards. Like we said before, visual effects are allowed but won't affect the criteria of judging. Wildcards will be judged on these criteria: musicality, sound design, creativity, and performance. Loop judges will be me, Africa's from Tunisia, and Dr. Slow Sweat from the Netherlands. So I'm just going to say good luck. Wildcards open March 1st to April 14th. 11:59 on your time zones. So yeah, good luck.